The air in the community center basement was thick with the smell of stale coffee and cheap disinfectant. I only came because my roommate, bless his meddling heart, insisted. He said I seemed off. Distant. He'd found this flyer for a support group, something vague about navigating life's unexpected currents. I figured an hour of listening to other people's problems was better than another night of him staring at me with those sad puppy eyes. So here I was, nursing a lukewarm cup of coffee in a squeaky folding chair. The group leader, a woman named Helen with kind, tired eyes, kicked things off. "Welcome, everyone. As always, this is a safe space. Who would like to start us off tonight?" An older man, clutching a worn-out baseball cap, cleared his throat. "I'll go," he said, his voice raspy. "It was the day of the parade, the big one downtown. I remember the confetti, how it looked like snow in July. I was holding her hand, my little girl's. Then the noise, the chaos. 1 minute she was there, the next, just an empty space where her hand should have been." He trailed off, his shoulders slumping. A wave of sympathy washed over the room. But for me it was something else, a weird sense of déjà vu, sharp and unsettling. I'd never been to a big parade, never had a daughter. Yet, I could almost feel the phantom weight of a small hand in mine. I shook my head, blaming the bad coffee. Next, a young woman with vibrant pink hair spoke. "It's the rain for me," she whispered, twisting a silver ring on her finger. "That specific kind of downpour that starts right at dusk." I was driving home late from work. The song on the radio was one of my favorites, and I was singing along, feeling happy. Then the headlights, blinding me. I remember the squeal of tires and the sudden, jarring stop, waking up to the sound of rain on broken glass. Her story was heavy, and the room was silent, but my heart was pounding. Just last week, I'd bought a new car, the first one I'd ever owned. And that song she mentioned, it was my go-to for late-night drives. The image she painted was so vivid, I could almost smell the wet asphalt and ozone. It felt less like a story and more like a warning. My unease was growing, coiling in my stomach. I tried to dismiss it. Coincidence, that's all. Everyone has common fears, right? Car crashes, losing loved ones. But then Helen, the group leader, looked directly at me. Her gaze wasn't just kind anymore. It was knowing. "It's all right," she said softly, as if hearing my thoughts. "It's disorienting at first. We've all been where you are. Where I am. I'm in a support group I don't even belong in." An elegant woman in the corner, who hadn't spoken yet, sighed. "It was the promotion," she began, her voice smooth but brittle. "The one I'd worked my entire life for, the corner office with the city view. I signed the papers, shook all the hands, smiled until my face ached. And that night, alone in my new empty office, staring at the glittering city lights, I realized it meant nothing. The climb was everything. The summit was just cold and lonely. I'd sacrificed everyone, everything for that view, and I couldn't even enjoy it." My phone buzzed in my pocket. A new email. The subject line read, "Offer of promotion, senior analyst." My boss had been hinting at it for weeks. It was the job I'd been dreaming of since college, the corner office, the view, my dream job. But listening to her, a cold dread trickled down my spine, eclipsing any excitement I might have felt. The loneliness she described felt familiar. Like a coat I hadn't tried on yet, but knew would be a perfect, chilling fit. My turn was coming. I could feel their eyes on me. What was I supposed to say? "Hi, my name is Alex, and I have no idea why I'm here." Helen gave me a gentle nod of encouragement. But before I could speak, a man who looked about my age, maybe a few years older, spoke up. His voice was quiet, defeated. "The old bookshop," he said, looking at his hands. "The one on the corner of Oak and 3rd. I used to go there every Saturday. It smelled like dust and paper and magic. One afternoon, I found it. A first edition I'd been searching for forever. I was so excited I didn't look both ways when I stepped off the curb. I never even got to read it. My blood ran cold. The bookshop on Oak and 3rd. I was just there this morning. I'd put a rare first edition on hold. They were holding it for me until Saturday. This Saturday, this wasn't a support group, not in the way I understood it. These weren't shared past traumas. They were telling my future. Each story, a different path, a different regret, a different tragedy that was waiting for me. The man who lost his daughter at the parade, the woman in the car crash, the lonely executive, the man at the bookshop. They weren't just random people. They were me. Echoes of futures I hadn't lived yet. They were all versions of me who had made a choice, taken a step, and ended up here, in this basement, reliving their worst moment. My hands were shaking. I couldn't breathe. The room felt like it was closing in. I stood up so fast my chair screeched against the linoleum. Every eye was on me. Not with pity, but with a deep, sorrowful understanding. "What is this?" I managed to choke out. "Who are you people?" Helen stood up slowly. "We are the memories you haven't made yet," she said, her voice filled with a profound sadness. "We are the echoes of your choices. We gather here to remember, so that maybe, just maybe, one of us, one of you, can choose differently." The man who'd lost his daughter looked at me, his eyes pleading. "Don't take her to the parade," he whispered. The pink-haired woman clutched her ring. "Take the bus that night, please." It was too much. I bolted. I ran out of the basement, up the stairs, and burst out into the cool night air, gasping for breath. The city lights seemed to mock me, each one a potential future, a potential regret. My car was parked across the street. My new car. I looked at it, and all I could see was shattered glass and red flashing lights. My phone buzzed again. My boss, asking if I'd seen the email, the corner office, the lonely view. I stumbled down the street, my mind racing. I passed a bus stop and saw an ad for the big July parade. I saw the bookshop in the distance, its lights warm and inviting, a siren's call. Every detail of my life, every plan, every dream, was now tainted with the ghost of a warning. They had given me a gift, or a curse, a map of all the dead ends. I didn't know where I was going. All I knew was that I couldn't go back. Not to my old life. I had to choose differently. My life depended on it.